Self-care.
You can have self-care, but it's
Right, to not have a boss.
that's a big one, right? You have the right not to have a
You
boss.
have the right to be your own boss.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's exciting. I mean I had a really bad boss. I could be a bad boss. No, I think that the right to education is something is very important in a lot of co-ops, and I think sometimes at work, depending on your job, you're just good at what you are, and that's where you're stuck, right? And it's hard to get hired. In a co-op, you can be whatever you want. You can learn whatever you want, and so that's a good one. I think we have covered all of them,
Like transparency.
right? So I put a list of rights in your handouts it's not my list of rights, it's the general list of rights, and it's divided by importance or themes, but it's a lot of this stuff, right? We have the rights, financially rights, we have voting rights, we have governance rights, which are important. The right to information, can you go to your job regularly and ask your boss information about financials? They're not depending on your job. They don't give you all the information. If you're part of a co-op, you have access to all the information, right? That's an important one. How about responsibilities? Can we talk about a little bit about difference in responsibilities in one and another one? Just hold it for a second. I know we're gonna talk about the same way, responsibilities in a regular job and the ones in a non-regular job in a co-op.
Your responsibilities are to arrive on time and not leave before your job is over.
So to work the scheduled hours.
Yeah. It's somebody else decide what your hours are, and those are the set hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For me, with a co-op, you have the right to share responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. In a co-op, you share the responsibilities. It's not all your responsibilities or all somebody else's responsibilities. Okay.
Your job description is provided for you, and it's your responsibility to do what you're told to do.
Okay, so one you just have a set job description, and another one you can decide, right? That's cool.
Well, it kind of depends on the job. I mean, some jobs that aren't cooperatives, you could have some of the rights that you would have a cooperative depending on the work and how it's structured.
Yeah, some of us are lucky to find them sometimes when you have experience and you have more of a choice. But if you're starting in something new, usually in a regular job, you don't have those.
In a conventional job, you're responsible to participate in the hierarchy, to take orders from above and to give orders to whoever's beneath you.
Mm-hmm. So it's a really vertical structure, right? You have a boss, you could be a boss, you have to participate, right?
Right, and you can't opt not to, even if you're a boss, you can't really choose not to do certain things.
So you sometimes put in positions that you don't want to be, or
Exactly.
or put other people in positions that you don't want them to be. That's good. Another one? What other responsibilities you have in your job that are different than if you're in a co-op? How about financial responsibilities? If there's not money to pay in your regular job, that's not your problem. You're getting paid, right? How about in a co-op? If there's not money, you're gonna get paid, right? You're the owner.
You're responsible for the success of the business.
Right. So that's a good incentive. Could be a bad thing, but it could be like also a good thing. You don't want to wait till like not have money. You can hustle and get the money up, right?
You're also responsible for making decisions in a co-op.
Mhm.
You have to make big choices.
Mhm. So for you to be able to make those decisions, you have to participate, right? Like you have to be aware of what's going on. Like you,
Yeah, like you're responsible for understanding the business, how the business operates, and understanding the finances, and understanding the risks, and making the right decisions, good decisions.
so how about you guys? People are quiet. What is like what you think is like a responsibility that you have in your own business that you don't have if you work for somebody in McDonald's or something?
Come on, you're owning your own business.
And if you're in your own business, will you be like treating people the same way that you treat people in a job that you hate? Right. People will respect you and you will respect people, right? It's a different like dynamic of power too.
You-
So-
You're committing to a relationship with people you're in the co-op and with a job. If you don't get along with someone, either suck it up or
Or you work it out, right?
Yeah, but in co-op, you're much more connected.
Right, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. You deciding who you're working for, and you usually deciding what you're working in. You decide what you want to do. So, how about with the conduct? How like you're in your own business. How you work that out? Like it's different in your job than when you own something, right? Like when you have that ownership. So what do you think is the conduct between workers or between clients? You think you have some responsibility that is different or is the same in a regular job?
I think it's like sharing that same vision, not specifically a certain vision, but that everyone's like on the same page. If you get what I mean, like
Same
I
value.
want for this, for my aspect of the business, I want this to happen and these things, but you look at it in a totally different way. So making sure that everyone has the same vision. It has the same type of goal, so that everyone's on the same page and not no one's trying to get out of hand.
So because everybody share the same values in the co-op, right? Like with your coworkers, you kind of have the same vision. Usually the people that work together in a co-op, they're very alike, And usually the clients that come, the same thing. Like you keep that relationship, right? So the responsibility is great. How about you think education works?
I have that in a co-op, everyone is responsible for holding their other fellow members accountable, whereas in a conventional workplace or whatever, it's a boss who just enforces the rules.
So the last one that we talked in the other one was education. How do you think education works in a regular job and education works in a co-op?
What in a normal job, well, education is really big, but in like a normal job, it wouldn't be that much of type of education unless you didn't have any experience in that type of occupation. But in a worker co-op, you can really look at different positions and really learn how to be useful just in case the other person is not available at that time. So really finding well-rounded in every different aspect.
So everybody's involved, so everybody knows a little bit of everything, and everybody's committed to that, right?
So you're talking about education seems to me, I'm thinking of education as in terms of, okay, I want to further myself in my position, so I'm going to go attend this course.
Mm-hmm.
But are you talking about education that's inherent in the structure of the job itself? I think that's what he was touching on. In other words, because there's shared responsibility and the collaborative nature of the process,
Mm-hmm.
that you're just by virtue of being involved in that, you get
A lot of
educated.
knowledge,
Yeah.
right? Well, it's both, right? Like, you can set up your structures that if somebody wants to further their education and you don't have the knowledge within the co-op, everybody's gonna pay for you to go do that. But in a regular job, you can either pay yourself or you don't get a better job. You know, it's up to you instead of,
It's up to the boss.
right.
So I think, yeah, there's that unique opportunity in cooperative to collectively further each person's own, like, getting the most out of the business, and it not just being this, like, very simple, like, it not being this, like, one point of connection between you and the co-op, which is exchange of services for money, but being this more, like, looking at the whole person, how you have a healthy relationship inside the business. It's also looking at, so that's one thing, there's also, like, if you're really talking about having a democratic cooperative, that doesn't make any sense except in the context of making sure everyone's on the same page and, educated enough to take part in that. So it's taking that empowerment part of it seriously, and not as like a nominal, you have one vote, but if you don't have the education or there's transparency on the processes on how those decisions get made, then you can have actually power being in very few hands while you actually, even if the, on paper looks very okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, to hold, in a co-op, if members are holding themselves accountable and making sure that everybody has access to the training that they, for the tasks that they want to take on. Excuse me.
So, I mean, all of these things are things that when you do in your structure, are things that you really need to think about. It's like all the power that you have to create this thing that is gonna make it work the way everybody agrees on working on. So, it's a handout with a lot more explicit stuff on this, but this is great. We all get it. So that's exciting. So next.